True bitches, welcome to episode 157 of C3. Wow. C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and
Jumping the gun
Cocktails.
there, aren't
I really
ya?
am. I'm River,
And I'm Ren.
and today we're going to talk about the magic of the harvest season because we're all about it. Thanksgiving's coming up.
Yes.
It's just that season. So we're going to talk
Yes.
about kitchen witchery and rituals that you might could do. But first, what are we drinking?
Mm.
Are
Well,
you drinking?
no, I've had a long day, which should entail drinking.
But you're
But
going to have a long day tomorrow too,
I
so
will.
save it for the weekend.
No, because I also had a little too much to drink last weekend.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't want to
Because
see.
because we were together,
We were,
and that's
and
that's what
that's
happens.
a whole story in itself. And we left the bar and we couldn't find your husband. My husband was vomiting in a bush,
Uh-huh.
and
Hmm.
we had a Uber driver who was
Waiting on
waiting on
us.
us.
He was not happy.
I turned to go find your husband, and he's going, wee, out of the bar. He's literally walking out the bar going, wee, with his hands over his head like he's a schoolgirl. So,
It was fun. We had a good time.
we had a good time in the moment, and then the after effects were not fun.
Yeah, the husbands were definitely
Oh.
bonding. It was a bonding
They
experience
were
for
the
the
life of the
husbands.
party. We were
They
just sitting
were.
there. You were on your phone going, I want to go home.
Yeah, my head hurt. I did. I
Yeah.
wanted to go home.
Yeah.
But the
So
husbands were having a really
they
good
were
time.
having a good
So,
time. And so I don't know. I'm not really in the mood for any drinking right now. Now I do have a couple, like, I bought a couple bottles of wine because my husband and I are doing this thing this weekend and it's sort of like a camping thing. And I was like, I'm going to
oh,
bring some
fun.
wine. But we'll
Very
see how it
fun.
goes. Yeah, I'm bringing an electric blanket. So it's sort of like we're camping,
You're glamping.
but it's not fully glamping because like I'm not in an RV with a TV and a
Hmm.
fireplace and all of that. I'm still gonna be in a tent, but I said if I'm gonna be in the tent, at least I'm gonna be warm. So I'm bringing my electric blanket.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be cold this weekend.
Well, during the day it's like back up in the 70s again.
Hmm.
But at
Hmm.
night it's supposed to dip to like 42. So we'll
That's pretty
see.
cold in a tent.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be
Have
on
fun with that.
I'm gonna be on an air mattress. And so the air mattress is gonna like the air inside of it's gonna be cold. So I'm gonna need to be
Hmm.
wrapped up like a burrito to stay warm. But my husband says I'm being a little excessive. I've already packed. We leave tomorrow. I packed yesterday. And it was just one thing that I needed off my head. I have a lot of things
Hmm.
to do, and that's one of the things I did not need to be worrying about. So I did it yesterday.
Hmm.
And I have a comforter. I have bed sheets. I have a heating blanket. I have a little stuffed bear I can sleep with.
Aw.
And yes, if for your information, I do sleep with stuffed animals still. I am a child.
I have a bat that I sleep with right now.
And your husband always says that he'll like anything that you buy that's plushy that you sleep with, he shoves it in a hole behind your bed.
He does behind the head rest or whatever it's called. So my bat is sleeping by my feet,
Oh, that's new.
and I hug it every night before I go to sleep, and then I place it by my feet.
Do you not kick it off?
I don't,
Oh,
and
I
he
toss and
and he
turn.
doesn't and he doesn't throw it underneath the bed either.
Oh, but
So,
so I have a little stuffed bear and I have a couple of jackets and fingers crossed because I'm probably number one on consumerism when I have money. Okay. When I'm poor,
mhm.
I'm not, I mean, I'm still poor, but right now, since I have had my job for a little bit, I feel like I'm in a better situation now. I feel like my husband and I are becoming more
Adults.
adults. Yes. And we actually have money we can spend on ourselves now, which is actually really exciting.
Hmm.
And my money has been going to clothes.
I hear you. Well,
Um,
you got a job,
I
so you
do
got
have
to
a
have
job
work
now, and
clothes.
so and that's basically where all my money's been going is like things that
Hmm.
I'll wear to work. And
Hmm.
so, what did I do? I bought another shirt for work today, and while we were at the store, I was like, "Oh, I really want that." It's like a really nice flannel, like it's like that thicker
I
material.
love that.
And it's like the colors of fall. Like that's just it. It's like the colors of like fall. I don't know how
Hmm.
else to describe it. And I was like, I wonder, maybe you could come home with it after work for me. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, get it for me, please. And he was like, do you need it? And I was like, no, but I'll wear it this
But I
weekend when we
want
go
it,
camping.
baby.
Yeah, I was like, I'll wear it this weekend. So I'm awful when it comes to consumerism, because I will buy. I will buy, but I'm trying not to get in that mindset. Just because I have some spending money, I should save it and all of
I
that.
hear you.
So anyways,
Um,
let's get on to the podcast because
okay.
we were
Well,
rambling several times before, like several minutes before
I
we
know
started
before we
podcasting
started and after, I'm
and after.
drinking some bubbling
Your wine?
wine. What is it called? It's
Your
not the pink stuff.
oh,
It's not rosé. It's the white one.
champagne?
Yes. See, I'm still
Champagne.
struggling with words, okay?
That's all right.
So
Um,
y'all forgive me.
anyways, we can
Okay.
get started. Nobody wants to know about how we got drunk and made the town we were in vomitous and made the Uber driver wait.
Okay. So, harvest season brings with it a powerful energy of abundance, gratitude, and completion.
Okay.
We're winding down the harvest season. All the harvests have been harvested now. Um,
Okay.
was that profound?
Yes.
It's like an herb is an herb.
An herb
Okay.
is an herb, and the harvest season is the
The
harvest
harvest
season.
season. In witchcraft, harvest season and magic involves honoring the earth's final gift before winter, connecting with the cycles of nature, celebrating the fruits of our labor, both physical and spiritual. Harvest magic is all about reaping what has been sown all year long and expressing gratitude and giving thanks, which I guess is the same thing as expressing gratitude. This is going to be a
Wow.
really good
Okay,
podcast.
so we're already at a harvest is a harvest, and expressing gratitude is expressing gratitude.
But anyway, we're preparing for the winter ahead. And right
Okay.
now is a time of abundance because we just finished the harvest. In agricultural societies, this is a season of joy. It's a time of hard work followed by this joyous celebration of everything that's going to get you through this winter time.
Hmm.
So it encourages us
Hmm.
to look back on our efforts, give thanks for what we've achieved, and release anything that no longer serves us.
Okay. I feel like, I mean, we talk about this every year, you
We
know?
do.
So I feel like a lot of these themes that I'm going to talk about, we've all heard, but I feel like there's many
Mm-hmm.
different ways, and each year we progress as a person as well as witches. So I feel like we can use these in different ways each year we come along this time.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many themes that come with the harvest season. And a couple of them are abundance and prosperity,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude, protection and preparation, and reflection and release. So, this is a time to kind of acknowledge the blessings and the growth that you've had over throughout the years, throughout this
Mm-hmm.
time. You can give thanks for the support of the nature and the community or any personal resilience.
Mm-hmm.
This is a time to set those intentions to maybe protect what we've gathered and plan for the winter. And then you can also reflect on personal growth and kind of let go of what we no longer need.
I love that. I really do love this time of year. This is my favorite time of year.
Hmm.
And I think it is a time to, Thanksgiving in the United States is all about giving thanks, but I don't think it's just the United States that needs to think of harvest season as a time to give thanks. I think that's a worldwide thing. I
Hmm.
think we should all be thankful for where we are and what we've gone through. So all over the world, I think. Now, what I found when I was doing research for this was very interesting. So November magic is tied to, quote, the Witch of November. I was like, what the hell is the
What
Witch of
is
November?
that?
I have
Yeah.
never heard of it. The Witch of November is a phrase that's often used to evoke the powerful, sometimes ominous energies associated with November, especially in relation to the deepening autumn and the approaching winter. And it's been tied to several legends and symbolic themes that reflect the intensity of this month. I mean, this really is a transitional month. You were going from the warmth into the cold. And so some days you're going to have, like here in Georgia, we're like, it's 83 degrees today, and tomorrow it's going to be a low of 42. I mean, this is that month where all of those things happen. So also, November is split between two zodiac signs, the Scorpio, which is October 23rd to November 21st,
Hmm.
and Sagittarius, which is November 22nd to December 21st. And Scorpios are known for their intensity and mystery, while Sagittarians are noted for their open adventurousness and their optimism.
I was supposed to be a Scorpio.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was supposed to be born early November, but
You
I
are not Scorpio, I don't think, material. You are definitely a Libra.
Ha. I held up my fingers.
The the fates got it right. So here are a few interpretations and cultural references that are associated with this quote, Witch of November thing.
Okay.
Number one, storms and weather. And I think our listeners up near the Great Lakes will know this. But in maritime folklore, the Great Lakes, the Witch of November is specifically referring to the fierce storms that sweep across the lakes during the late fall. And I know we've
Mhm.
got some people up there because that one listener that was telling us about that wine that I wanted, and it's up there right on the
Oh
Great
yeah,
Lakes.
yeah, yeah.
So I'm sure that she at least knows, she probably knows about the term of the Witch of November. But November storms are notorious for their strength, their unpredictability, and of course, this created dangerous conditions for sailors. And it probably still does, honestly. The term became widely known after Gordon Lightfoot's song, The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. You know that song?
Yes.
Yeah, which commemorates a tragic shipwreck that occurred in 1975 due to a November storm.
Hmm.
The stormy, quote, witch represents the harsh, unpredictable power of nature during this season.
Hmm.
So it's also talks about it. You talk about the November witch as a seasonal witch. So for some witches, the Witch of November is a spiritual archetype that symbolizes the descent into darkness, introspection, and transformation. We're leaving the light of summer behind us and we're going down into the depths of the dark. And as the days grow shorter and the natural world grows quiet, November becomes a time for connecting with shadow work. It's a great time for shadow
Oh
work,
yeah.
ancestor veneration, and for work with the spirit world. The Witch of November embodies this energy. She is the witch who bridges autumn to winter, and she guides us into this dark half of the year.
Hmm. Yeah. When I was doing part of this research, I found it very interesting that November's kind of closeness to October
Hmm.
has it pulls from, the veil being thin because
Oh,
we have
true.
the Day of the Dead, right, on
Hmm.
November 1st
Hmm.
and Halloween on or Samhain on
Hmm.
October 31st. And so this kind of idea that the veil between the living and spirit worlds remain thin and make this month ideal for connecting with your ancestors, honoring the dead, or exploring spirit communication. I
I
thought that
agree
was
with
so
that.
cool.
Hmm.
And so the Witch of November is often associated with necromancy, ancestor veneration,
That's
and
right.
rituals that connect us to the unseen.
I feel like November, when you get into the winter months, it's all about it's cold and dark,
Hmm.
but November is the month of descent. It's the month that we're changing. It's this transition. To me, it's
Uh-huh.
a very, very powerful month.
I love November, and I think of November as brown. We were talking about colors in one of the
Yeah,
other
we were.
episodes. So November's brown to me, probably because the
Hmm.
leaves changing and all of that.
Hmm.
But when you said descent, all I could think about was like the leaves falling off the trees, and that could
Mm-hmm.
be like a symbol of all of that. And I just
I
love this
agree.
season. It's really nice. It's
Mm-hmm.
like everything. I love the cold. And it's so funny because with my new job, everybody today, it was colder today, like significantly colder than
Mm-hmm.
it's been.
It
Everybody's like,
happened.
it's so cold. Like don't you just hate it? I was like, I love the cold.
I do
And they
too.
all looked at me like I was an alien. I was like, I love the cold and I love the rain. And they're like, oh, you're one of those.
Yeah,
But yeah, so I just love this season. I love everything that comes with it, like the
me
the
too.
colors and the cooler weather. And I don't know. It's just, and I mean, I feel like we get some rain during this time. Anyways, so on the full beaver moon, which
Which
is
is today for
today,
you all.
yes,
Yeah,
but tomorrow for
for
us,
us.
it was funny. I was taking out my trash and I looked at the sky and like it was like the mystical like clouds went over the moon and I was like, wow, it's
Oh,
so pretty. And I was like,
gorgeous.
oh my gosh, and I could tell it wasn't quite a full moon yet, but I looked at my little watch because I have like the moon tracker on my watch,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like full moon tomorrow, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be the beaver moon tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That means I'm gonna be sleeping in a tent under the full moon.
How cool is that?
I hope no
Oh,
animals
you
are
should
out.
do some rituals out there. Your husband will be going like, no, no, honey.
No,
No,
no.
Ren,
We
no.
are we are not with people you can do that with. We are with friends, keep peace.
Well, that's no fun. Okay. I was going to say you could
So,
do some sex
I mean,
magic in the tent
oh,
out there.
no, 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 no. Absolutely not. I was gonna be like, well, I could do a ritual. Like they're not mean people. It's just, but there's a place and a time for everything, and we're just hanging out with each other.
Okay.
Anyways, so place a small coin in a jar oh, wow, or rice to attract abundance and prepare for winter. So I could
Oh,
do
I
that.
love that.
I
Yeah,
could
you
grab a
could do
little
that.
jar and I could have some rice in it and I could put a coin in it. And that's my ritual under the full moon tomorrow.
And you'll be out under it, so you can actually
Mm,
leave it outside your tent in the full moon light.
yeah. I mean, I feel like that's like a call for bugs and unwanted creatures. I don't need any of that tomorrow.
Oh, you're funny. Okay.
Anyways, so there's also the crone archetype. So in the wheel of the year, November aligns with the archetype of the crone. So it's also known as the wise, older aspect of the maybe triple goddess, the
Hmm.
maiden, the mother, the crone.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so the crone represents wisdom, transformation, endings, and the acceptance of death as part of the cycle of life,
Hmm.
which I feel like
True.
a lot of people don't have that part. They don't accept
Hmm.
that part.
Hmm. They try
So,
to avoid that part.
which is
Yeah.
interesting. Um, I guess I never really read. I knew of, the maiden mother crone. I knew of the crone, but I didn't
Hmm.
like dig deep into kind of what she or they stand for,
We
essentially.
should we should do an episode
We
on that
should.
because we haven't delved into
We
that.
haven't. But in this sense, the Witch of November embodies the crone's energies, offering insight, inner guidance, and strength to confront your shadows. So it's
Yeah, I
like
feel like
perfect time for shadow work and to
I
kind of
do.
harness the triple goddess's energy if she allows it in a way.
I mean, I feel like the crone is all about wisdom. She's
Hmm.
the older of the three. She has gained wisdom through her time on this earth.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I feel like November is that culmination of what we've learned throughout the year. We're coming in onto the end of the year.
Hmm. Oh, it's already been a year already
I
again.
know, I
Where did the
know.
time go? Can
I don't
you?
know. I don't
I
know.
don't know either. I have no idea. Ugh. So for these types of themes, November's witch is deeply connected to themes of introspection, shadow work, divination, and protection as we prepare for the cold, darker days of winter, which I'm so
Mm-hmm.
excited about winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time for practicing grounding rituals, connecting with spirit guides, focusing on inner healing, and seeking wisdom from maybe your past experiences. I also think it's a great time to kind of reflect on the year you've had. Can
And
you
to
even,
start
yeah,
thinking about the new year. I mean, for us, it is a new year. The witch's new year is Samhain. So
Mhm.
it is time for us to start thinking about, okay, what's next? What do I need to plan for? This is a planning time, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't even have time for myself,
I
let
know
alone
it's
anything.
hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
But did you know that November was also known, or is also known, I don't know if this is still a current thing, as Movember, Movember,
Okay.
which is a global movement where men grow mustaches to raise awareness for men's health issues, including prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and mental health. I had no idea. I was like, Movember.
There's a saying like no shave November or something like that.
Yeah, it's a thing, and I didn't know it until I was doing research for this.
Yeah. I
So
didn't know.
all you
I
all men
knew
out there, grow your mustaches
I knew
and
that there was like no shave November or something like that, or maybe it's a different month, but I didn't know what it was for. So
yeah,
that's
and
pretty cool.
I think it's important to raise awareness of men's health issues.
Hmm.
You know, I mean, men tend to be inter inside. They don't let out their feelings. They don't talk about these things, but it's important for men to realize that these health issues are out there. And prostate cancer, you go to your doctor, get tested. Testicular cancer, don't, men tend to feel like they're supposed to be super strong and they can't show weakness. And I don't think it's showing weakness to go to the doctor and make sure you're healthy. Anyway,
That was your 2 cents of the
that was
podcast.
my 2 cents. I went off on a little soapbox there. Okay, so what are some harvest magic rituals?
I
The
feel like we're
11
all over the place in this
We
episode.
really are. I'm not very organized, but that's okay. My brain is this way right now.
Oh, wow.
So the 1111 portal, which unfortunately has passed, that was Monday, but you can light a white candle and visualize the number 11 as two pillars representing gateways, and you focus on walking through those pillars into a new chapter of spiritual growth. But we've passed that time, so sorry.
Oh,
Next
sorry.
year, make a note for next year.
Wow. Wow.
Um, Magical kitchen rituals during the harvest season. So, along with recipes, you can incorporate simple kitchen rituals to further embrace the season's magical energy. So, cleanse with cinnamon smoke. And I have to tell you, this is totally
Mm.
off topic. I just ordered cinnamon incense and it got
Oh.
delivered today and it got delivered in little cones. It's cone incense.
Hmm.
And I bought a little holiday house that's like a Christmas house. And so you put the cone
Oh,
inside the house and it
that's
comes
gonna be
out the
so
chimney. It
cute.
is adorable.
You're
Okay,
gonna have
but
to take a
anyway,
picture or video of
I
it for
will. I
me.
will. And I love the scent of cinnamon. But burn a cinnamon stick or use powdered cinnamon sprinkled around the kitchen to cleanse and warm up the space. Cinnamon brings protection and abundance, making it perfect for this season. This
That's why you need to blow the front of your house with cinnamon
every month.
every month at the
Hmm.
first of the month.
And you can also add a pinch of cayenne pepper to your kitchen recipes to increase passion and motivation.
Oh.
But for me, November is a cozy time of the year.
Hmm.
I love to wrap up in blankets while I'm reading or watching TV. I found a website that came up with some blanket magic, which I was like, blanket magic, I'm all
Oh,
about that.
blanket magic.
But it is www.kikidombrowski.com. We will post it.
Okay.
And she had a little article about honoring the chill vibes of the magic of November.
Hmm.
And she said, blanket magic. So here's a sweet little enchantment, she says, for the throw blanket in your house. Hold a blanket and visualize it being imbued with pink and gold light. Say to yourself the following incantation. Wrapped in love, this blanket glows with care and healing for those it holds. I love that.
It's cute.
And then I also love hot chocolate.
Oh yeah, me too.
And so maybe and maybe with a little bit of Godiva, Lady Godiva liqueur, the chocolate.
Ugh,
Oh my God, it's so good.
no.
Anyway, I love hot chocolate at this time of year, and it might also be the time to change and haven't, we've had this uh what is the word where the time changes? Daylight savings time.
Okay,
So
I'm glad
we've
you
had
came up with it because I could not.
well, I am rambling. I am very sorry. But we've had the time change now. And so we have this extra hour of sleep, and it makes me feel warm and nesty. Is nesty a word? I don't
I
know.
don't feel like I got an extra hour of sleep.
Really? Oh, I love it.
I feel like
And
I've been hit by a bus.
I love to decorate with the fall colors during this time of year, although I am going straight to Yule, I think.
Me too.
I didn't have enough decorations and time for Samhain. It just because I hit my head. I
I
mean, I
decorate.
missed
Yeah, I
a
decorated
whole
for
month
Samhain
of my
though.
life is just gone that I don't remember. But I'm gonna, start Yule early, so I'm gonna do that. But I do
Hmm.
love I'm still gonna host a Thanksgiving dinner, and I'm gonna have the dinner will have its fall colors, but the house will be decorated as Yule.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, I love this time of year. I feel it feels like a nesting time, like
Hmm.
a comfort zone to me.
Yeah, my husband's favorite time of year is Yule season. So we
Really?
I get to decorate a month early for Samhain, and so he gets to decorate. Well, we're already mid-November, but a month before Yule or
Mm-hmm.
Christmas or
Mm-hmm.
any holiday that
Mm-hmm.
we kind of celebrate. So yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do for this time of year. You can add gratitude rituals while you cook.
Oh.
So as you prepare meals, you can pause to offer gratitude for each ingredient. You can thank the earth for its abundance and the sun for its warmth and the rain for nourishment. And
Mm-hmm.
it infuses that, like how it infuses each dish with gratitude, love, and warmth. And so
I love that.
I don't know. I feel like whenever we buy things from the store, the word I don't know what I'm looking for. It's not
Diminishes? Diminish?
maybe like I'm going more for like not it's not dehumanizes the idea, but it's that's generally the right
Mm-hmm.
idea of what I'm going for.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of takes away the thought process of somebody grew this plant, somebody harvested
Right?
it, somebody dehydrated it, or whatever the process is, like dried it out, somebody ground it up and bottled it so that it could be, brought to stores, like
Yeah,
whatever it
it's just all
is.
go, 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 quick, quick, make
Yeah.
the meal, go do your
So
homework, get a bath, go to bed.
So whatever it is, I mean, I feel like the bottle of spices that you're holding, it has its own journey of making
Yeah,
it to your house.
I
So
love
kind
that.
of giving it thanks and you understand what it took to get it to you,
Mm-hmm.
especially in modern days, because in past days they would have loved to have instant
Right?
seasoning.
Right.
So I think that it's important to also be grateful for everything that we have today. I feel like me personally, sometimes I forget how blessed I am in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I have a roof over my head. I sleep in a warm
Mm-hmm.
bed every night. I
Mm-hmm. You
have
have
warm
food.
meals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I did struggle with my husband for a little bit, we still had all those things. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's people who don't have that or can't
Mm-hmm.
have that or for whatever reason. And so I just like to take a minute and not let all of the negative kind of instances that I have every day. Like maybe I'm stressed about something, or maybe I just am being such a Debbie Downer because,
Mm-hmm.
something isn't going my way. But I also have to wake up and be like, I'm really grateful for everything that I have. That's the food, that's everything that I'm able
You
to
know,
have.
my husband and I are watching the series Alone. I don't know if you've ever watched that or not.
Mm-mm.
It's where people get dumped off in like Alaska or Canada or somewhere, and they are all by themselves
Oh,
with with
nothing.
very little, and they have to build their shelter and collect their food. And watching that, I think it's appropriate to be watching it during the month of November because it makes you thankful every time these people they catch a fish. It's like, thank you for giving your life for me. I mean,
Yeah. And I feel
because
like
they
we
struggle
we
for,
miss out on that with how
yeah.
we live today. Which
Mm-hmm.
I'm not complaining about anything about how we live today because we live in abundance. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people forget that the meat that we eat was an animal, or
Mm-hmm.
the plants, like even salads, that was a plant, and
Mm-hmm.
Earth grew that for us. And so I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is just a great time. There's my 2 cents.
There you
Um,
go.
so I feel like this is just a great time to kind of give thanks for what we have and the what Earth gives us, because Earth
Mm-hmm.
gives us everything basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then you can also from that you can also bless your food and your space. So before serving the meals, you can take a moment to hold your hands over the food and bless it in a pot with positive energy.
Mm-hmm.
You can envision everyone who eats it feeling nourished, grounded, and protected.
I love that.
You can also, this one's my favorite, have a seasonal altar in the kitchen.
Do you,
So
I meant to ask you this, and maybe I've asked you this before and I just don't remember the answer. Do you have a kitchen altar? Because you are a kitchen
no,
witch.
no,
You don't.
everything's an altar
I mean, your whole
in
house is
my
an altar.
house.
That's right. I remember. Okay.
So I'll swap things out, but right now I guess it's my windowsill, really, is where I keep my recipes
The
and all
last
of
time
that.
last weekend when I was over there, I loved, you've got in the kitchen the flowers that are hanging,
Uh-huh.
drying in
Yeah, I
front of your
dry all of
window.
my
It's
flowers.
so beautiful, so witchy
I'm
looking.
trying to make a dried flower wreath.
Oh,
And
nice.
so I'm drying out all the flowers that my husband gives me, and it's going to be a wreath of
Oh, a
flowers that
wreath
he's
of
given me.
love.
But I still
Oh.
don't have enough because when they dry out, they're these shriveled little tiny things. And so I need
All
more.
right, husband, give her more. More
More
flowers.
flowers. Hand on the table. More flowers. Um, so I feel like it's even if your kitchen's small like mine's pretty tiny, you can
Hmm.
create a small seasonal altar in anywhere. And it could be a corner, it could be on the fridge, it could be within a
Hmm.
cabinet, it could be anywhere. It could
Hmm.
be on top of the cabinet. Like my cabinet has space between the ceiling and
Oh, that's a great
where they are.
idea.
And so
Yeah.
you could put something up there. So, but maybe not candles because you could burn your house down. But
Yeah, that's true.
you can use small items. My cat just knocked over my
I was going to
my
say, I see your
microphone.
cat.
She just knocked it over. I don't know if Zoom got any of that because it likes to mute the background noise of my microphone falling. But my goodness, she just went plonk. Oh, now she's scrolling on. I don't even know where I am. Oh no, she's scrolling on my. Oh,
On your notes. Well, you were
okay.
talking about
I'm
altars. You
okay.
found it?
So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm holding her little cat butt so she can't sit on my keyboard. So you can use things like candles, you can use small pumpkins for this time, you can use apples, nuts, dried herbs, anything that you can think of.
I've been really into apples lately. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why. It's
Oh,
just that
apples are
time of
it is
year.
that time of year.
Mm.
So you can make offerings here to thank the earth and invite continued abundance. You can maybe do that before each meal that you cook. Maybe
Hmm.
it'll bring in more abundance and whatever it is that you're harnessing at your altar into your food. I think
I
that's a
love
great
that.
idea. And then meal magic is interesting. So before eating, encourage every person to share something that they're grateful for or a blessing that they've experienced this year. And
I like
so,
that idea. I mean, that's
yeah,
a lot of families, I think, do that on Thanksgiving.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. And so as you eat, you can savor each bite mindfully, acknowledging the journey of each ingredient from earth to your table, which is kind of what
Hmm.
I was that said it
Absolutely.
in such a quicker way than what I did earlier. Um, so I should have just waited until I said that and then. But after the meal, you can burn a candle as a thank you for the spirits of the land, ancestors, or deities you may honor, and asking for their continued blessings throughout the winter.
I don't know if you've seen, I follow this lady on well, C3 follows this lady on Facebook. She is the Woolly Witch.
Oh,
Have you seen her? I have been looking for a little kitchen witch forever that I want to put into my kitchen. A little
Oh,
doll.
me. I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh, yes.
me.
I'm going to put you in my kitchen. I think
You
my
would,
husband would
you would,
say, "What the fuck is Rin doing here? Send her
like,
home."
no, because I cook fantastic meals. So
You
y'all, I
do.
would plump y'all up real quick.
Well, I'm plump enough. Thank you. No, but the Woolly Witch, she is incredibly talented, and I have been watching
Oh, I
her
do know what
her
you're talking about.
stuff. I am going to order one of her witches to go into my kitchen. And I think that that is totally appropriate for a kitchen witch to have a kitchen witch in her
Yeah,
kitchen.
I don't want one in my kitchen.
Oh, I do. And
There's nothing against the art. They're absolutely beautiful, but I
she
just don't want
just
anything. I don't
she
like
came out with
dolls.
the, oh, you
I
don't. I
don't. Mm-mm.
forgot.
So,
She came out with the Yule one today. Was it today
ooh.
that I saw? She's all in red, but I don't know what I want. I've been watching her stuff as it goes, and
I don't know what I want.
when I see it, I'll know it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
absolutely. And then I'll say, yes, that's the one. That's the
Yeah.
one for my kitchen.
Yeah.
But for me at this time of year, I love a good chili.
Yes.
It is comfort food to me.
Yes.
Well, that
Absolutely.
chicken and dumplings too.
Oh, yes. I need to make chicken and dumplings. Oh my
Mm,
gosh, it's so good. See, I've only made it for my husband once in the like what, 9 years we've been together.
really? Oh, it's a
And
standard here
I've
at
made
our
it
house.
once, but it was the one time that he was getting sick that I made it, and
Mm.
he had it and he had a horrible experience.
And so he associates that sickness with the
Yes.
chicken and dumplings.
Yes. And I low key associate that with the chicken and dumplings as well because I had to take care of him while he was sick. And so I kind of just
Oh,
associate that with that feeling.
God,
And
it's such comfort
it
food,
is
though. I
so
love it.
good. And I have to
Mm.
be, but mine costs a little bit extra because I'm gluten free. So I need
Yeah,
to
for
buy
sure.
that box of gluten free, what the gluten free mix that I usually do for the dumplings.
Do you use
Um,
Bisquick?
I
I use
do
Bisquick.
sometimes, and it's delicious.
Hmm.
I've seen people put like, the my favorite type of biscuit before I had to go gluten free. I said went gluten free as if I
Yeah,
did
it
it
wasn't a
willingly. It
choice.
wasn't
Yeah.
willingly.
Mm-mm.
What is like the canned biscuits. I love canned
Yeah, I've seen
biscuits.
those
And so I
recipes.
see people put the canned ones in there, and I was like, I wish I could still eat that stuff
They
because I
don't make
would.
gluten-free canned
They
biscuits?
don't.
That's
Now,
crazy.
if you know of a company that does gluten-free canned
Oh,
biscuits,
yeah.
I will be your
Let
best
Ren know.
friend.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love canned biscuits. But I do try to mix my own because a lot of the stuff that you get in store isn't gluten-free or it just doesn't taste as good as what you can make at home and
Yeah.
all of that. So,
Yeah, I feel like we should do an episode on our own personal kitchen witch recipes. So
okay.
we will do that. And actually, you guys, if you want to send us your favorite kitchen witch recipes, we can post those as well.
Yes.
That would be fun.
Yes. So, yeah, so let's talk a little bit about seasonal plants and herbs. I
Hmm.
think that's a really big part of this episode.
Hmm.
So let's start with corn. So
Mm.
corn is number one when I think about the harvest.
The harvest, yeah.
And so corn actually symbolizes fertility, abundance, and nourishment.
Yeah, to me, a good corn chowder is yummy at this time of year. It's
I
got the
love soup.
potatoes
I
and the
love chowder. I'm hungry,
I am
apparently.
too. I've already
I'm
eaten
not
dinner.
hungry.
I
I'm not
know.
hungry, but everything sounds good. So then you have a wheat, which is another one that I think about because you have the wheat
Hmm.
plants, which are kind of like a
Hmm.
staple of like what you see when you think about
Of the harvest. Yeah.
harvest. And so that is associated with prosperity, grounding, and manifestation.
Okay.
Then you have apples, which stands for
Yeah.
love, wisdom, and healing.
Hmm.
Then you have pumpkin, which I'm so ready for your pumpkin pie.
Oh yeah. I
Um,
make a damn good pumpkin pie.
uh-huh. And my pumpkin pie. I don't know. We both, yes, I love pumpkin pie.
Is my pumpkin pie gluten free? I have to look at it and see.
Um, I think you just got to swap out the crust.
I mean, I can do that. That's easy.
But you know what I did last year?
What?
Instead of the like crust, like the frozen crust or like a roll sheet. I did
Hmm.
the graham cracker crust with the pumpkin pie.
Oh, how interesting.
And
Was it good?
they have gluten free. It was amazing.
That maybe that's what I'll do
It was amazing.
because we're gonna
So,
have a friendsgiving. She's
yeah,
coming over.
I'm so
So,
excited.
hmm.
So, pumpkin is associated with prosperity, protection, and longevity. Sunflowers are associated with joy, vitality, and strength.
Sunflowers go in that broccoli salad that's so good at this time of year. I always think of
Ooh,
broccoli salad, the broccoli with the cheese and onions and raisins and
I
bacon.
love broccoli salad.
Yeah,
I like your broccoli salad. It's
I
actually
think
really
of it at
good.
this time of year. I think, and sunflower seeds go in it, so
Hmm.
that'll sound for joy, vitality, and strength.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then you have squash, which is used for protection, prosperity, and harmony. And then you have sage, which is used for cleansing, wisdom, and grounding.
Okay.
So here are some ideas for using these harvested herbs and plants.
Okay.
So you can create a harvest altar with seasonal produce like the apples, pumpkins, and squash and arrange them alongside symbols of prosperity and protection.
I like that.
You can make prosperity sachet using dried grains, basil, rosemary, whatever it may be, and carry it with you to attract abundance and success.
I like that idea.
You can burn sage or rosemary to cleanse your space as you reflect on the blessings of the year as you prepare for winter. Well, I think that we've kind of eaten up a lot of our time just doing our ramble bamble.
Sorry.
I really don't know if you guys learned anything in this episode. You learned a lot about us, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
more than they probably want to know.
Yeah, and you guys are probably just like, can we get to the topic already? Like, you guys are like back and forth, but we have been going
We
really long
we haven't
and
talked to each other for like the whole
it
week. I
has been a
mean,
while.
it's
And
been a
so
while.
we're just kind of catching up. We spent like 45 minutes before we even started doing our episode talking, and then
Just
we just started
talking.
rambling during our episode. So we are sorry. And we hope you learned something with this harvest, and there will be a part two, which will probably be better than this one next week. So yes, if you like what you heard, probably not in this one, you can go to www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you can find links to all of our social medias, our newsletter, our blog, our merch, which is now up, and we do still have our Samhain stuff up, but we also have forever merch now that will stay. So go
And
check
I'm
that out as
I'm
well.
working on some more. I never did finish because my head.
Yeah.
I've got some more designs that I need to put up that will keep up for a little bit longer because it's not
Mhm.
fair to only have them for a short
Yeah, and
time.
we'll
But
see what we can kind of add in for
yeah,
Yule because Yule is coming up and we are
absolutely.
both really excited. And so we're going to be kind of just keep an eye on that page and like things are going to be coming off, things are going to be getting put on. So just check
And
it out.
thank you to those of you who have ordered. We're so
Yes, we're
excited.
so
We get
excited.
notified and I'll text her. I'm like, "Did you see we got an order?" And she's like, "Yes, this is awesome." So,
Yeah. So
thank
we're
you
really
guys.
excited. Thank you for everything. And thank you to our patrons and our Buzzsprout subscribers. You
Oh
guys
God,
mean the
yes.
world to us. As you can tell, I've had a long week, so I'm just rambling on.
And
And
it's not even Friday yet. We got a day to go.
don't
I
say that.
know. I know. I'm sorry.
So yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know we were all over the place, but
Thank you all for listening. We'll be back.
we'll be back.
And until then, stay witchy.
Woo!